Hey, Social Work Tribe. In today's video, we're going to be going over some DSM related content, so stay tuned. Okay, so I have this here where when it comes to the DSM related content on the exam, a general rule of thumb, the vast majority of these disorders say that these symptoms are not, not, the result of a medical condition, substance use, being under the influence of a drug or another disorder. Because again, we want to rule those things out. To be diagnosed with these disorders, medical conditions, substance use, and other disorders have been ruled out. So this is saying this is just the symptoms and their pure form to the diagnoses. It's not other factors that's kind of resulting in someone displaying these symptoms. They won't give you all of the criteria on the disorders. So even if you never taken these exams, you only taken like practice questions, it's not like they're just going to list all the criteria out for bipolar, generalized anxiety disorder, separation anxiety, right? They're not going to do that. You want to be able to find like the key things that differentiate it between this disorder or that disorder, right? Like the key elements. And we're going to go through a couple in this video here. So they will give you the key highlighted symptoms, aka just enough for you to differentiate it from the other disorders. And for this, I even put the page number for the DSM, the good old DSM right here, right? If you want to go and check for yourself, maybe even add a little bit to it, but this right here is kind of like the main points that you'll need to really know for the exam. So for separation anxiety disorder on page 190, what does it look like? And there's a good chance they're not just going to give you all the criteria. What does someone with separation anxiety disorder look like, right? And that's what we want to be able to identify. When the person becomes anxious and fearful about being separated from home or certain attachment figures, which could be their parents, siblings, or other family members, spouse, etc. So that's what separation anxiety looks like. Also, constant ongoing worry about something bad happening to that attachment figure or figures, or even themselves, that will cause them to lose or be away from that person or people, such as them becoming ill, being kidnapped, tragic accident, death, etc. The person could even have nightmares about losing their attachment figure or figures, or difficulty going to sleep without that person being around them. So with separation anxiety, they can even be, fearful and worried of like, wait, what if something happens to me that will result in me not being able to be around them, the person that I'm really attached to? Because they may worry about that person or those people that they're attached to, but they'll also think about themselves like, oh wait, if this happens to me, I won't be able to be around them anymore. The person throws a fit when they can't be around their attachment figure or figures. Example, a child throwing a tantrum when they have to go to school, and as a result, they won't be around their mom anymore. So again, what does separation anxiety disorder look like? These are those type of things that we want to look for. The person could even start to complain about physical symptoms. So again, keeping that in mind, the person could even start to complain about physical symptoms because they are so anxious and worried about not being around that person / people. Example, headaches, stomach aches, feeling nauseous, vomiting. So now their body's responding to all that distress, all that mental distress of, oh wait, I'm not going to be around this person that I'm attached to. This naturally causes issues in other important areas of their life, such as school, work, and social life. Because again, if they're hyper focused on being around this attachment figure or not being around this attachment figure because they have to go to work, school, wherever it may be, that's definitely impacting their life, right? Whether they're throwing a tantrum, whether they just can't focus, because again, mental wise, their focus is on being around that attachment figure or the fact that they're not around that attachment figure. And a takeaway, the person is experiencing significant distress from being away or anticipating about being away from home or their attachment figure or figures. They might even start to complain about physical symptoms as a result. Separation anxiety causes clear issues in their school, work, and or social life. So this really just kind of breaks it down right here. You know, what is the main takeaway? What is the main points to look for? So when we think about separation anxiety, we're thinking about someone that's hyper focused on being not being around that person. They're thinking about, oh wait, what if something happens to them? What if something happens to us that results in not being around them? Separation anxiety is focused on that element right there. And what does it look like, right? Kind of speaking to all of it, it could be, you know, a child throwing a tantrum when they go to school, and as a result, they won't be around their mom anymore. And they could develop those physical symptoms, like we're saying here, headaches, stomach aches, feeling nauseous, vomiting, because, you know, their body's responding to that mental distress going on of like, man, I'm not going to be around this person, these people that they have that attachment to. And the time frame for children, at least 4 weeks, and time frame from adults, at least 6 months. So again, when we're answering these questions on the exam, we want to pay attention to the age of the client. And in my mind, what I think of is, okay, is the client a child? Are they an adult? Or are they someone of a senior age? Because there's going to be different elements that apply. So if they're an adult, it doesn't matter if they're 18, 26, 42, 37. It's like, all we want to know is, okay, cool, we're working with an adult, right? If it's someone of senior age, and my mind goes like, okay, I want to, is this have anything to do with like a caregiver, like doing something to them, like some type of like abuse or anything like that? Okay, that has nothing to do with the question. They just happen to just senior age within this question. Okay, cool, got it. If it's a child, right, a minor teenager, right, it's like, okay, different rules apply, different confidentiality apply. Okay, so I'm making a mental note of that. But again, if it's an adult, 18, 36, 42, then, you know, we just know that we're working with an adult. And then again, the time frame, at least 4 weeks for children and at least 6 months for adults. So if we get a question on the exam that wants us to kind of differentiate between what disorder this person, the client in the scenario, is exhibiting, right? We can just know, even if we're saying like, hey, Ray, I completely forgot about separation anxiety, but the time frame, let's say we're working with a child, if it said it's only been like 3 weeks, then it can't be this, just off the time frame alone, because that criteria is there for a reason. Let's say we're working with an adult and they said it's been 5 months or 4 months or just anything under 6 months, then we automatically can rule out separation anxiety disorder because the criteria is at least 6 months. So again, time frame. Okay, tribe, that was it for today's video. Just going over a separation anxiety disorder. Because again, if we're going to go through the DSM and memorize all those, you know, criteria and everything like that, that's overwhelming. And we know that if we took the exam before or took any practice questions that were speaking to these disorders, is not necessarily going to list out all the symptoms. It's more so going to display what the symptoms look like show the client displaying those symptoms. And they want you, the social worker, to identify what that looks like. Like with bipolar, we know the main highlighting feature is mania. What does mania look like? And for this, sticking with this topic, separation anxiety disorder, what does separation anxiety disorder look like, right? And they want us to speak to that. So keep that in mind. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a social work friend, because we don't want to be licensed by ourselves, and we want our tribe to continue to grow and expand. All right, guys, I'll see you next video. Bye.